you all here today. The first time we're back for months. Glad to have everyone back. Hope this all works out here today, and I hope that maybe by next meeting we'll have the ability to, at the same time as we're having this in-person meeting, have a Zoom meeting, but it depends on all of our equipment and how smart Chris and Nikki are. So that's a test. But I want to welcome Magistrate Ron Cummings, who will be leading us in prayer. I'd like to ask everyone to stand for the prayer invocation and remain standing as Esquire Cummings will also lead us in the pledge following.
Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, Jesus, we thank you for the day, Lord. We thank you for this opportunity to be back together for the first time in a long time. Lord, we want to come together with you right now, Lord, and thank you for all the blessings of life. Thank you for Warren County, Lord, and an ability for us to be here to do the business for the citizens of Warren County. I want to pray for our president, Lord, all of our elected leaders, both nationally, state, and especially here locally, Lord. We just, again, appreciate and thankful for this day, for what it is, the gift that it is, Lord. And may we always remember that we need to honor you in all things that we do, Lord. Again, we thank you, praise protection over all the citizens of Warren County, Lord, and especially these elected leaders and department head leaders that are here with us today in person. Lord, again, we thank you for everything, and we give this in your honor and glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. Place the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. All right. We have a couple of guests with us that I'd like to introduce before we get started on the agenda. Mr. Elton Thomas with the Governor's Office is here with us today. He's the first district representative for the governor. And if you'd like to come up and say a few words, we'll even let you take your mask off while you're at if you'd like.
Welcome everybody, glad to be here. Bring you greetings from Frankfurt, of course, and for Governor Beshear and Lieutenant Governor Coleman. Thank you for all for practicing social distancing. Thank you all for supporting Team Kentucky. As you know, we have our grants that are coming down the pipeline. Some of you are getting emails or a phone call from me or people from our office. Apply for the grants. We have the money. We have to spend it. Think innovative. Think anything that's COVID related if you're affected by the pandemic. Public service, go to DLG, Department of Local Government. Go online, look and see what you need to see, and fill it out. It's not complicated. As I told the gentleman in the back, swing for the fences. Technology is not cheap, and it has to grow. So be excited about it. And again, I send you great greetings, and I'm glad to be here. I hope you all have a blessed day. And aerosol.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being with us today. Come back anytime. Also, a visitor you all recognize, the Western Kentucky University's Police Chief Mitch Walker, who's here to tell us about what's going on in the community and support for us.
Good morning, and certainly appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come up and speak today. It's the first time I ever spoke in fiscal court, so it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. It's cool. So I've been involved in a project over the last month. I had a gentleman to approach me, Stan England. Many of you guys know him. He was in pretrial for many years, and Stan has a heart for people who are less fortunate. And of course, he's a straight shooter. He don't he don't mess around much. But he approached me about a month ago, and with just some concerns about support for law enforcement. You've seen things on TV about defunding the police and a lot of things that's going on in the communities, and so he was concerned about that. And so what he wanted to do is just go out into the community, our community, for a couple of weeks and just solicit some signatures of support for law enforcement. And so he asked me to be the point of contact. I wasn't, I didn't go out and solicit anything, or none of the law enforcement officers for the most part didn't, but Stan had some folks that did this. And so in just a couple of weeks, we got about 1,500 signatures.
Wow.
And so it's just been amazing in this community to see the support. Sheriff Hightower, as you can see, he's always posting food. Somebody's bringing food to them all the time. He never invites, he never asks us to come down to eat, but he's getting food from everybody. And so, we've got a little, up there at Western, but anyway, again, it just speaks volumes to this community. I'm just so thankful and blessed to work in a community where law enforcement is supported in this day and time. We've got a really tough job, and you as leaders as well you guys feel the pressure, I'm sure, from folks to make some decisions, and you've always supported law enforcement here, and I really appreciate that. That means so much to us because we live here, we work here. We have families as well, and so really appreciate that. And so Stan put together some packets for you guys.
Okay.
We hope we got the names right. Well, we know we got the judges right, but yeah. And so, but all it is just it's just a packet of. It's got
Thank you.
The signature list, the letter that went out, some Facebook posts. Just some information about what happened during this couple of weeks of soliciting names. And so if you ever are getting pressure from the community or someone to defund police or whatever, you have some back pocket information just to let you know that there are citizens out here. And again, they're just a 2-week sample. And so if we need to get more, we can certainly do that. But just keep that in mind when you're making decisions. I have an excellent relationship with Sheriff Hightower. He and I work together at BGPD, and he's doing a great job. We talk about almost every day. He's in these community meetings talking with folks when these tough conversations about race and things like that. He handles himself well, and someone to be proud of. And I live out in Alvaton and see the Sheriff's Department. I'm just proud of them and how they're protecting our community. They need more people. We've got a couple of your dispatchers that work part-time at Western with us, and so they do a great job. I try to steal them full-time, but y'all pay too much money, so I can't. But they're excellent. We're actually better because of some things that they have shown us at Western. And so the deputies help us with the ball games up there, football and basketball game events. And so the relationship is really good, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So thank you.
Chief, we're proud of you and the great job that you do. And I know the people, everyone at Western Administration is very happy with the great job you do. And I want to tell you, I think it speaks volumes just that I've never had a call from here in Warren County about defunding the police. And,
Awesome.
And frankly,
That's awesome.
the only time I ever hear any criticism of the police is when someone unfairly gets a ticket for allegedly speeding.
His innocent
And
custody.
they're,
Right.
And
I'm sure.
so,
I'm sure.
but that's the only time. And,
Yeah.
and I feel strong support throughout the community for law enforcement.
Thank you.
Always have. And in recent years, everyone's just upped their game. And I think you have a lot more support and a lot more admiration for the police officers in our community than you can imagine.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's all.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you for being here with us today, too. Come back anytime. All right. Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence, Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire Payne.
Here.
Esquire Young.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
All righty. We need to approve the minutes for the fiscal court meeting of July 10th. Motion to approve the minutes, second by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. Any additions or corrections? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman. Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Item number 6 is to approve personnel changes for Warren County. We have a motion to approve by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Item number 7 is to approve Resolution 2015, a resolution of the County of Warren, Kentucky authorizing and approving the issuance of Warren County, Kentucky taxable industrial building revenue bonds, proceeds of which shall be used to finance the acquisition, construction, and equipping of an industrial building as defined in KRS 103-200 and leased to DG Fresh Distribution, Texas LLC, its affiliates, successors, and/or signs, authorizing and approving a lease agreement, a payment in lieu of taxes agreement, a mortgage if required, and such other documents, certificates, agreements, and/or actions necessary or required for the issuance of the bonds and the financing of the project. Here again, I want to make sure that you all recognize this as an IRB. All of you all know this, but just for record, the county has no obligation to these notes. This is a industrial revenue bond that is actually upon the credit of the company itself. If any of you have any questions, Zach Cook is with us today from the Chamber of Commerce. If you have motion to approve by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. No further discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Okay. Zach, just wanted to tell you how much we appreciate you being here and how much we appreciate all you do at the Chamber. Thank you so much.
Hey, Judge, real quickly, you know, Zach is leaving the chamber. He's done a great job. He is going back to school and doing a few other things, so just want to tell you, he has done a great job and is going to be missed there.
He has, and I wasn't going to bring it up because I was hoping he had changed his mind. Well, we appreciate the great job you've done, Zach. Thank you. Item number 8 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2033, rezoning property at a portion of 0 and 60, the Trace Drive from residential estate and townhouse and multifamily residential to agriculture, containing approximately 7.84 acres and presently owned by Thesson Concrete Contracting, Lori Hedges, and Charles Tyler Reinseld. This is a change backwards the way it's usually done, but anyway, they wanted it back to agriculture, so that works. We have a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 9 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2034, rezoning property at a portion of 6378 and 6424 Cemetery Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 2 acres and presently owned by Doran Investments LLC with Ben Hansborough as the applicant. Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 10 is to approve determination in the amount of $3,040.83 to Crowd Control Warehouse for crowd control fencing for the Parks Department due to the COVID-19 virus.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 11 is to approve the June 211 report.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
ma'am.
Item number 12 is to approve Order 2013 appointing Rick Starks to the City County Planning Commission. This is, he's replaced or taking the unexpired term of Tim Houston, who had moved out of county.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 13 is to approve Order 2014 reappointing David Cole, Scott Packard, and Larry Hinton to the Ethics Commission Board of Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 14 is to approve budget transfers for Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next item is to approve change order to Scott and Ritter, Inc. in the amount of $54,640 for Aquarius Way stormwater remediation. This repair is a new failure discovered during the construction, but outside the scope of the current contract.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 15 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $2,600 to Nashville Tent and Awning Company for courthouse tent rental due to the COVID-19 virus. Y'all recognize where all that is out here at the entrance. It's been a lifesaver. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 17 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $5,072.01 to Clark for mosquito spray. This is paid for through stormwater management. It seems like we're buying another 55-gallon drum of this every week, but
The mosquitoes are thick this year.
it does help, that's for sure.
We've had a lot of rain.
Yeah, yeah.
So moved.
We have a motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Item number 18 is to grant judge executive authority to sign memorandum of understanding related to the 2020 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, the JAG grant, for local solicitation program for the county attorney's office. Motion by Squire Cummings. Second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings. Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 19 is to approve the fourth quarter financials for the Hadley Volunteer Fire Department. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion? Questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
ma'am.
Okay, item number 20 is a change. At the fiscal court meeting on July 10th, we approved the Warren County Road Department to spend up to $17,000 for the new sprayer. And when we actually made the purchase, the price was less, and this was at Clark Mosquito Control as well, as a single source provider. But the cost was $13,621.91. This has to do with money. I need a motion to approve this to go to record. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Lawrence.
Let's hope this one lasts as long as the last one did.
Well, they're put together pretty doggone well. Any other questions, comments? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 21 is to approve determination in the amount of $8,120 to Stuart Ritchie for water faucet replacements at Griffin and Buchanan Parks. 3 quotes were solicited, only 2 received, and this was the lowest best quote. And this is all due to COVID-19 virus. This is making all the faucets touch-free, so you don't have, no one has to sterilize them or sanitize them 50, 100 times a day. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes,
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Item number 22 is to approve determination in the amount of $2,613 to Bowling Green Machine and Welding for gate replacement at Moore Park. There were 3 quotes listed and only 1 received. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, item number 23 is to approve the yearly preventive maintenance for White Park, Buchanan Park, and Moore Park gyms in the amount of $7,550 to Vine and Branch Single Source Vendor. This yearly maintenance includes tightening and inspection of all fasteners, lube all moving parts, and align all equipment, replace cables if needed, and inspect all winches and lube.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young. Second.
Second.
Second by Squire Lawrence. And Chris, would you want to give the people who are listening at home that don't have the documentation in front of them, give them a little bit of a explanation of what we're lubricating and tightening and so forth?
Yes, sir. No problem. What it is with all the hardware that we have in the gymnasiums, all the basketball goals, volleyball goals, suspended curtains, we have a substantial amount of weight in that upper structure on our roofs and ceilings. And so in order to make sure that all those component pieces are working properly, that we don't have a failure of those systems, we have to get those inspected every year. We have opened up our gyms, we have opened up our facilities with limited access, limited hours, but right now is a great time to do that. We can bring lifts in, we can get the crews up in there, get it done with minimal effect in regards to our service. So that's what it's for. We've only had one issue out of the 21 years roughly I've been here in regards to a failure of a system, and that was resolved within about 6 hours. So everything that you see suspended in the air has safety cables and different supports that we have to make sure are working just in the event something bad happens.
This is the basketball goals, everything that drops down from the ceiling or raises up from the floor.
Basketball goals, volleyball goals, safety cables, curtains, the whole 9 yards. Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions, discussion? Let's go ahead.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $4,040 for a one-path guard fogging machine with solution from Bobby Ray Bowles, single source provider for the Warren County Justice Center. This includes the machine, solution, air compressor, and the freight. It's and this is all part of the COVID-19 sanitizing and disinfecting program. It's a dry fog equipment that you can fog the area with organic-based chemicals. Not chemicals, but I mean the solution is organic based and therefore is supposed to be non-toxic to people in the building. And that's very important, obviously. You would expect that the employees in the clerk's office and the judges down there would appreciate that. Any questions? We have a motion to approve by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 25 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2035, rezoning property located at 6005 Old Scottsville Road from agriculture and residential estate to single-family residential and single-family residential, containing approximately 45.0850 acres and presently owned by the estate of Jack Bates, Patrick Bates, administrator with Visa LLC as the applicant. Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second.
second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 26 is to grant authority to advertise for a request for proposals for the acceptance and collection of disposal of scrap tires, collected in connection with litter abatement education program, Kentucky Pride, illegal open dump cleanup programs. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes,
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 27 is to approve 2019-20 waste tire grant agreement and authorize the judge executive to sign all related documents. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings. Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's something that always hurts. I guess the state actually is okay with it, but approve reimbursement of $4,000 to Kentucky State Treasurer for unspent 2019-20 waste tire trust grant funds. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions?
What's the reason we had to send this money back?
We didn't spend it.
I know we didn't spend it. Why did we not spend it?
Couple different reasons. We collect so many tires and we store them up at our salt barn, but they're not going to come pick up those tires unless we have a load large enough for them to bring a truck in to pick up, and we usually reimburse out of that $4,000. Because we haven't been picking up as many tires since March because we don't have crews on the road, we didn't have a full load. We were about to put this out to bid, the one that you approved 2 items ago about request for cost. We were going to try to do and squeeze something in at the end of the year, but they said you really don't have a big enough pile to come get. So you'll see the next agenda item is basically we're giving them $4,000 back, and they're going to give us $4,000 again. It's just to close out a fiscal year as we roll this money back and forth. So we're hopeful that we now have collected enough that within the next 4 to 6 months we can have a big load hauled off, and that's what that $4,000 is for.
So basically, that's because of the COVID.
Yeah, we just don't, we're not picking up as many because we don't have enough people on the road to do it. We do get requests sometimes for people where can they just drop their tires off, but we don't have a facility right now to just open it up to people to just drop off tires year round, because we need to have something they can store inside, and that's probably a discussion for another day. But we're looking into options on how we can do that, whether we buy a semi-trailer that we own that we can store them in so they're enclosed, and we work out an arrangement where a hauling company comes and takes the load, the trailers back and forth. We've got a couple different options out there. This is just probably not the right time to do it. When everything gets back to normal, if it does, we'll have some ideas. So,
We're going to be back to normal in a couple of weeks.
this may be normal, so.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you, Josh. Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As Mr. Moore stated, our next item is to approve application to Kentucky Division of Waste Management for year 2021 Waste Tire Trust Fund grant for $4,000 to be used for cleanup of tires from illegal open dump cleanups.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. So we're asking for the money back so we can utilize it. If you don't utilize it by the year end, you can't just roll it over. You have to send it back. Then you have to use it the following week if that's what happens. But, okay, if there are no additional questions, please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 30 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $11,848.91 to Dell for a server rack, battery backup, and other related equipment for 1141 State Street. This is a state price contract.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions?
Josh, is this going to allow us then for flexibility for future growth? How long would you expect this system to serve you all? Might be a loaded question, I'm sorry.
Maybe. This new server setup is a little different than what we have now. It's actually got some tape backups to allow us to kind of keep copies of everything we have and store them either in a safe or off-site, so that if we ever have a power outage, or we lose stuff, we always can go back to a date. We've had this current server for probably as long as I've been here, so, at least 10 or 12 years just at the county. One thing that's not on the agenda now that will probably be on the next one is because our other server is not, it's not so far outdated that it can't be upgraded, we're probably going to rebuild that one and allow that to be a new backup server so that we can keep reusing it. So that'll be probably on the next meeting or two. But this one, because of the amount of new data that we store remotely, we've kind of changed the way our server is made. So this is definitely more modern. It's allowing us to upgrade into the new operating systems. And because we were in the middle of a transition to a new facility, we thought that was the good time to just get something made that actually works for the uses that we have. We've got an extra GIS data that we didn't always used to have. We're working on another way of hosting that off-site, but we do have a lot of stuff that we'd like to start backing up and keeping, and this just allows us to do that for several years. I would say this is a good 10-year system at best anyway.
Any other questions? We have a motion and a second, please.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 31 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $1,625 to SHI for network switches and transceivers at 1141 State Street. This, again, is a state price contract. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Apologize, I just now saw this next item on the agenda, or I would have moved it up for you. This is to approve a change order in the amount of $29,035.04 to Scotty's
$2,900.
Contracting and Stone LLC for additional seating on the Beach Bend Road widening project. Motion by Squire Lawrence, and
You said 29,000, you meant
Yeah.
2,900, okay.
let me correct that. It's $2,935.34. And I have a motion by Squire Lawrence and a second by Squire McWhorter.
It's guaranteed to come up, right?
Absolutely guaranteed.
And I'm glad our good friend Zach Massey with Scott and Murphy is here today. Not Scotty's, but that's good.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't know what the heck this was.
Yeah, that's not.
All righty.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
ma'am.
All right, then. Will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General Fund, $942,916. Road Fund, $162,760. Jail Fund, $440,779. Stormwater Fund, $19,931. LGA Fund, $136,500. Do you have to answer any questions?
Make a motion to pay the claims as submitted. Second.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter to approve claims as submitted. Further discussion, questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sheriff Hightower. All righty, thank you. Ms. Yates is busy this morning, and so Jailer Harmon, let me say for the record that I asked the ones who didn't have agenda items or a report to not come today, just for social distancing purposes, and so they're not avoiding you. They're just trying to avoid what you might have been into last night. So,
Open-ended.
Mr. Comer? Mr. Moore? Ms. Kohler? Mr. Young is not here. Mr. Pearson's, Branston. Okay, Mr. Markram?
Next Tuesday morning early, we plan on trying to move the clock. So, Sheriff, we may block a few streets or try to move this thing on as best we can, quickly as we can. Then we'll start the process of renovation. So, 6:30 Tuesday morning if you want to be there. Otherwise, that's all I want to let you know.
I know all you all want to get up and be here at 6:30 to see this clock. I plan on being here, but I think it's, I'm really excited about getting this moved, and I know that James and Josh and several other people, the stormwater group, have all been working on getting this prepared and ready to go. And this is an opportunity to preserve something for future generations that's been around here for close to 100 years. Okay. Squire Payne, you have anything?
Thank you, Judge.
Squire Lawrence?
I just want to say it's really good to see everybody again. I tell you, I've been missing everybody in the court. It's good to be able to see people's faces and body language when you're sitting here, you know, doing business rather than doing it over the Zoom meeting. But just good to see everybody.
Yeah, it was actually easier for me to watch your all's body language. I have to turn around real quick to see Gorman killing jokes in this capacity, but on that screen, I can watch all of you all right together, and I can see who was texting who, and you can't really tell it in here as well. But I noticed you did a little bit of that. Squire Gorman, do you have anything you'd like to share?
It's good to be back, Judge. Not crazy about having my back to everyone, but it's not my choice. However, I do want to compliment all of our Warren County employees and all the department heads. While everyone is dealing with this, they've had to, each department has had to do a world of work in the last 4 months just trying to make things safe, to do the things they can do to function. And while a lot of people, you know, globally, every person in the world has been affected by this, it does affect local governments. And I'm just proud of the work that's being done by all of our employees of Warren County. And also, Judge, I hope your eye gets better.
Thank you, thank you.
That would,
All right, Squire Cummings?
Well, Squire Gorman stole my thunder. I was going to
I know.
reiterate, I just want to reiterate, we are so fortunate here that we have great leaders in our department heads and so forth to do a great job, and that whole aura of the way they conduct themselves carries down to every employee of Warren County, and I'm very proud of what the work they're doing and have done, and we are blessed and fortunate to have the group of people that we have. So just want to say thanks to all of them, and I'd like the only thing to say, once you accomplish the impossible, you add it to your normal job duties. So they've done a remarkable job, and I just want to say thanks publicly to all of them.
Yeah, it has been almost impossible, but it's amazing how well everything's been covered in the worst of circumstances. Clerk's office, I'm not sure that they've lost any volume at all. The sheriff's office and every other one of our departments has had to work twice as hard all throughout this, and we haven't missed any opportunities to serve the public, and which is exactly what we're all supposed to be doing. And I appreciate the great job y'all do. Squire Young.
Judge, it's great to be back even in this environment. The Zoom meetings are good. Not as good as being here in person, so it's good to see everybody.
Thanks.
Stay safe.
Good seeing you. Squire McWhorter.
Thank you, sir. All is good.
Ms. Milliken.
I do have a few things, Judge Buchanan. Number one, Olivia Hazel. You all may recognize that name from the Warren Circuit Clerk's Office. She is retiring on July 31st. She has dedicated her entire career to serving this community, and she is going to be missed because those shoes will be very hard to fill. Also, Chief Doug Hawkins is retiring as well, and wish him the best. And he's served Bowling Green very well, and we're going to miss him also. Sheriff Hightower and I have had to work a whole lot together over the past few months with COVID-19 violations, so I appreciate Curtis and Kevin and Brett for helping me with all of that, so I appreciate that. And I want to tell Chief Walker, we so appreciate what you do, and we appreciate what you do, Sheriff Hightower and Chief Hawkins and every Bowling Green police officer, Kentucky State Trooper, everyone that serves this community. We so appreciate you, and we support you. You have a lot of support in this community, and we're very blessed in this community that our police agencies work together. It's not like that in every county and every city in Kentucky, and so we sure are blessed here, and we appreciate you, and we thank you. Thank you. Oh, wear your mask.
And wear your mask, yes.
That's right.
Mr. Burrow.
Thanks, Judge.
Ms. Hale.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Smith. Hiding over here and socially distanced from everyone. We have our next meeting is again here in person, August 7th, 2020. Did we have someone that else was wanting to address the court? He left? Okay. Okay. Any citizens here who would like to address the court on any matter? All righty. Well, 9 o'clock on August 7th is the next meeting here. And I hope you all have a very pleasant and uneventful 2 weeks. We have a motion to adjourn by Squire Cummings, a second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.